At the risk of being boring, I know I keep going on and on with this pantry stuff, but it's kind of what I live for. And the clean out, I'm still feeling the reverberations. It wasn't even that full of a pantry. That's one of the reasons I wanted to do that, so I can fill it back up for winter. But it was so cluttered to my eye that I'm finding things that I didn't even realize I had. Plus, I grabbed a few new things. Oh, by the way, we got our Marbletown Boys hats in this week. Totally pumped. So, let's head over to the board. I'm really excited for this. It's only Monday night. I'm super psyched. Come on, let's do it.
Come on, let's do it.
Okay, this is going to be somewhat of a cultural mishmash. Sort of an improv. A coconut curry fish stew. Kind of like in Brazil, I guess they have the moqueque. I don't know how to pronounce that. You have a lot of Southeast Asian cultures that have this, Thai. But I'm not going by any recipe or any real trying to stick with any particular way. It's just stuff I had in the kitchen, stuff I had in the freezer. Some chicken stock, about, I don't know, it's been in there like 2 weeks, so time to use it up. I'll make a fresh batch. Crushed tomato, the cento crushed. You don't need your San Marzano Roma tomatoes for this. It's a soup. Nice crushed tomatoes. Of course, the light coconut milk. I've got a leek. You could use onion, but I pulled the rest of the leeks. So what better way to use it? Garlic. I'll do a little bit of ginger. Cherry pepper for a little zing. Lime. Basil. Of course, the curry. And in the freezer, I had some nice wild-caught cod here. Nice, firm enough white fish for a stew. Some squid. These are all just thawing now. I got them in cold water. By the time all my veg prep is done, these will be ready to go in the stew. And some shrimp. Okay, and this is going to make me a nice little pot of soup that I can enjoy tonight and then enjoy tomorrow night. I think I'm going to do this in the Dutch oven tonight, so meet me on over at the stove. Okay, cast iron's on. Let's get it warmed up. Now, normally I'd use coconut oil if I had it, but I do not. So I'm going with the extra virgin olive oil. Just want to get the cast iron warmed up a little. And that heats up quick. So let's get a little olive oil in there. In with the leeks and pepper. Now, I don't know if you remember last episode, I cut that jalapeno and tasted it, and it was a little on the hot side, so I cut back on it. This cherry pepper was actually super mild. I'm telling you, these summer peppers, they have a range. So I want a little bit of heat in here, so I took half of a small jalapeno. These will still give great flavor to red pepper, but I want to add a little bit of spice because the heat. And then when you add the coconut, and it's one of my favorite things in flavor combination. Just get that going. Wow, it smells great already. I tell you, technically you do this with an onion, but the aroma from this leek is just incredible. All right, garlic and ginger, let's go. Wow. Add my chicken stock. This is a nice light chicken stock. Ideally this would be a fish or shrimp shell stock, but I'm using what I had in the freezer. After that, let's go in with the basil, and basically all the basil's gone. I pulled a couple of flower tops from one of the last remaining plants out there. I did manage a few weeks ago, though, to harvest a good bunch of it. There's a bunch of cheeseless pesto in the freezer. But there was one plant kind of hanging in there. And listen, this is very sort of Thai type flavors, Indonesian. The lime juice and coconut, I just can't get enough of these flavors. So let's go in with the basil. Pepper won't hurt. Maybe even a little bit of salt. Now, one thing I did not have over on the counter when we did our ingredients, I didn't take out the fish sauce. But particularly since this is a chicken stock, let's get a little sort of fish flavor in there. Just a little bit of Thai fish sauce. Now what I like to do is taste in stages. We're going to add our tomato and coconut any second. Oh, just that. The aromatics and the jalapeno really added a nice little bite. However, lest I forget, this is a coconut curry stew. So let's not forget our curry powder. This one's nice and fresh, just got it recently. I'll start with 2 teaspoons, that should be enough. And let's see what that added to the aromatics, and then we'll go in with our tomato and coconut. Oh yeah. Crushed tomato. I don't think I need the whole can. I think that's good. But I will dump this whole can of coconut milk in. Look at that color. Oh, that's going to be so good. All right. Going to let that come up to a very low boil, sort of a bubbly simmer. Let it cook 15-20 minutes. That gives me time to get all the fish cleaned and prepped. See you back here in a few. Okay, while that's simmering away though, spur of the moment, I just thought of this spontaneously just as I was turning off the camera for that simmer. I spied part of that leak. I used the top white part. And then I saw this sitting there. I thought, ooh, first I thought about frying them. But instead of frying in the kitchen on a Monday night, I am going to roast these. So I've got the Breville cranking up to 400. That should come up soon. And what I'm going to do is place these in this little baking dish. Give them just a few drops of this toasted sesame oil. And I'll pop this in that Breville and we'll take a look at it when it's done and comes out. All right, this soup simmered up nicely. So now I'm going to start adding my fish. I got it all cleaned up, all the soup cooked. We've got our cod, shrimp, squid, the tentacles and the body ringed up. So now the trick with this is I want everything to cook somewhat at the same time. I think I'm going to put the squid in first. Give that a little bit of a head start. There we go. Give that a few minutes. Broth is absolutely delicious. Crank up the heat a little here. I simmered it with no cover on. I wanted that broth to get a little bit thick. Let me just go check on our roasting leaks, and by the time I get back it'll be time to put the shrimp in. Oh, those leeks are going to be so good on top. All right, let's go in with the cod and the shrimp. All right, just let that fish simmer a few minutes and we'll be We're ready to plate it up. Doesn't take too long for our fish to cook. Let's ladle some of this out. Oh, I see the cod, a little squid. Let me find myself a shrimp. A couple of shrimp there. Get some broth. Oh yeah. All right, I am excited for this. And this was the completely unplanned, spontaneous start. A little bit of fried leek. Crispy. All right, let's see what we got on this little multicultural tomato, coconut, curry, fish stew. Oh, the cod. Get a little piece of calamari here. The fried leeks was genius. For a quick Monday night throw together, this is fantastic. And it's a bigger pot of soup than I was imagining. I'll be having that for supper tomorrow night and Wednesday night. And I can guarantee you I won't be getting tired of it anytime soon. Some of my favorite flavors of all time. We'll see you for the next episode.
Come on, let's do it.
Okay, what a forgetful blunder on my part. However, as you can see, I didn't eat very much. And this is the way the lime goes in, by the way. It's not supposed to be cooked in, so I didn't miss out on anything in the dish being cooked. All right. Just like with any other dish, dishes that are finished with vinegar or lemon juice, it adds a nice acidic note on top. Oh yeah, see? It was already delicious, but those are those Southeast Asian flavors that I love. You have your chili pepper, your basil, your coconut, and then that last little bit of lime on top. That's the way to go. All right, well, I'm glad I caught that one I did, because it really adds a flavor that just finishes everything perfectly. Wow. Whew. I don't script anything out on these. Not only don't I script the show, half the time I don't even know what I'm cooking until I walk in the door from work. So, glad I caught that one.